This is WNY News Now with live breaking news.
And we start with breaking news this half hour. The Pennsylvania State Police have issued an Amber Alert in search of an abducted 15-year-old boy. Here's what we know. Police say that Damian Mickey is a white male, 5 feet tall, weighing around 120 pounds, with blue eyes, blonde hair, wearing an orange t-shirt and red sweatshirt. Now, police say he was last seen early this morning between the hours of 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the area of Fairview Avenue in Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Now, the teen was allegedly abducted by this man, 32-year-old Keith Bradshaw. The two are believed to be traveling in a white-colored 2018 Chevrolet Malibu four-door sedan bearing the Pennsylvania registration KYB1942. Now, police say that anyone with information on this case is asked to contact them immediately. You can do so by calling 911. And other headlines we're following this Tuesday, February 18th. A man accused in a 2008 killing here in Chautauqua County has taken a plea. Plus, how a loophole in the state's bag ban may affect our area.
And a look at radar shows you that snow that we had last night has started to taper off, but it's going to be a wet day. But get ready for more Arctic air. We'll talk about it all as the news starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. A man arrested in connection with a 2008 cold case death here in Chautauqua County has taken a plea deal. A Chautauqua County court clerk tells us that Rance Randy Freeman Jr. pled guilty to a reduced charge of first-degree manslaughter last week. Now, originally, Freeman was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder in connection with the November 2008 death of Westfield man Jeffrey Johnson, whose body was discovered in his home. The Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office says that the persistence of investigators are credited with cracking this cold case. Sentencing is scheduled for Tuesday, May 12th at 1 p.m. in Chautauqua County Court. And a Village of Westfield woman was arrested early this morning following a stabbing on Felton Road in Westfield. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says that 37-year-old Rachel Blanchard allegedly stabbed a male victim with a knife before fleeing that scene just before 5:30 a.m. Deputies say that Sheriff K-9 Link located Blanchard approximately 1 mile away, hiding in a barn off of Prospect Station Road. Blanchard is charged with third-degree assault and third-degree menacing. She was also charged on a warrant for a possession of a hypodermic instrument charge. And Jamestown retailers, much like the rest of New York, have already begun giving up single-use plastic bags ahead of a March ban aimed at reducing pollution. However, many supporters of this new law worry that it is simply not enough. WNY News Now's Craig McFadden joins us from the newsroom with more on how this could affect local stores. Hey, Craig.
That's right, Justin. This new law will ban businesses from using thin plastic bags that are harmful to the environment, clogging up landfills and building up in lakes and oceans. Paper bags will be allowed, but businesses will have the option of imposing a 5-cent fee. While the law is an attempt at protecting the environment going forward, there are some concerns that the regulation may be too flexible. Many suggest that there is a loophole allowing stores to skirt the ban by handing out plastic bags thick enough to be considered multi-use bags. Jason Cornwall, a spokesman for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, dismissed concerns about the possible loophole. New York's DEC says the plastic industry will likely lack the machinery to produce thicker plastic bags that meet New York standards and still be cost-effective. Smaller convenience store owners say they are feeling anxiety about having enough paper bags to go around by March 1st. State officials say they are aware of concerns about paper bag shortages and have purchased over 250,000 reusable bags that the state will give out to food pantries and shelters. In the newsroom, I'm Craig McFadden, WNY News Now.
Eliminating plastic bags. For paper bags, that money will be donated to local food banks. Well, the Boy Scouts of America has now filed for bankruptcy. The youth organization filed this morning as it faces a wave of sexual abuse lawsuits. It's listed its assets between $1 billion and $10 billion, an estimated $500 million to $1 billion in liabilities. Now, according to its website, they filed Chapter 11 to compensate victims who were harmed during their time in scouting. Local councils are not filing for bankruptcy as they're not legally separate and distinct organizations from the nationally run Boy Scouts. Now, Roger Mosby, he's the president and chief executive officer of the Boy Scouts of America, said in a statement that while we know nothing can undo the tragic abuse that victims suffered, we believe the Chapter 11 process with the proposed trust structure will provide an equitable compensation to all victims while maintaining the BSA's important mission. Well, New York State officials have announced an additional $15 million in funding is now available for the Home Energy Assistance Program, also known as HEAP. Households that are in need of emergency assistance to heat their homes can apply for funding starting today. The amount of funding a household can receive depends on multiple factors like household size, income, and how a home is heated. Statewide, officials say the demand for HEAP remains high. So far this winter, more than 1.2 million households have received a regular HEAP benefit, with more than 40,000 of those also receiving an emergency HEAP benefit. Now, overseen by the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, application for emergency HEAP are accepted at local departments of social services in person or via telephone. Well, hopefully everybody is having a good day. We thank you so much for joining us here on WNY News Now. Let's check in with the comments and say hello to David. Hopefully you're doing well. Thanks so much for being here. Got to say hello to Renee as well. Hello to Scott and hello to Mackenzie. Renee chimes in here. She says, "Good afternoon, fellas. Not looking forward to this crazy weather we're going to get. Yuck." Speaking of that crazy weather, let's switch gears here and check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who's standing by with a first look at our weather forecast. And Dakota, it is rainy out there right now. Is that going to change anytime soon?
It's rainy out there right now, and it will be changing, but maybe not in the better for some of you here. But here's a live look coming from the Mill Creek Mall in Erie, and you can see the raindrops there on the camera with that temperature of 47 degrees, and the winds are still up today with that southwest wind of 10 miles per hour. Now, on the radar, I basically had to up the sensitivity on the radar to its highest setting so you can actually see this, the rain that's coming down. It's very light rain, and it's not being detected very well on radar. You can see it here, so that's why I had to up the sensitivity on it in order for you to see it. It's these little blue speckles right here. That's the rain that's starting to come down, and we're going to see a little bit more of that as we basically go through the afternoon hours, but it's not going to be widespread rain, and it's not going to be all that heavy either. Here's a live look outside downtown from the HD News Now cam. We've seen a few raindrops falling from time to time on the camera lens. 39 officially at the airport. We got a south wind of 9 miles per hour, and when you combine that together, we've got a wind chill of 33 degrees. So the actual air temperature is actually above average. We should be near 35 this time of the year. The high was 36. The low last night was 23, but that was early. Temperature rose through the 30s, especially by the morning hours, and 57 and 18 below zero are in the record books for today. So essentially, let's take you through the day here on MetroCast. By 1 o'clock, 39 degrees, pretty much where we're at right now, 39, 40 degrees. A few rain showers, not a big deal, but again, you will see some drops from time to time. Mainly dry, though, at 5 o'clock, 37 degrees, but don't be surprised if you get a little raindrop or two. Then by the time we go to 10 o'clock, 30 degrees. A cold front pushes through here tomorrow, drops the temperatures, and we'll be stuck in Arctic air for the next couple of days, but we'll talk about it all in a few minutes. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Coming up, a lot more to tell you about as we debut a new segment that aims to find our furry friends a forever home. That's just minutes away. And later, how a local event aims to bring students and future employers together. The News at Noon continues next.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now. EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
The mother of a special education student at Maple Grove High School is speaking out.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
And Lake Erie is covered in less than 1% of ice as this winter season has entered its peak.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Every cookie sold in the Girl Scout Cookie Program helps girls learn lifelong lessons in people skills, decision making, money management, goal setting, and business ethics. It's amazing how much you can learn from a cookie. The Girl Scout Cookie Program. Think outside the box.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. In an effort to help animals find their forever home, WNY News Now is partnering with the Chautauqua County Humane Society for a new segment called the Pet of the Week. Joining us live in studio is Brian Papalea. He's the Director of Community Relations for the Chautauqua County Humane Society. Brian, thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Justin. We're excited to get this thing going. We've got Casper here as our first guest, and Casper is 1 year old. He came into the Humane Society last Wednesday, and he will be up for adoption starting on Friday because if people aren't familiar, all of the animals that are up for adoption have been spayed or neutered. They get their shots, and they get a microchip before they go. So we're going to get him all set up, and he'll be ready on Friday.
So, Casper, I know when you brought him in, he seemed to be pretty chilled out.
Yeah.
Certainly being in a TV studio is kind of a weird environment, but he seems like a pretty cool little dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's I know we have a rabbit at our house. We have a rabbit, 2 cats, and a parakeet. And it's pretty cool to see, depending on your cat, but our cats interact with the rabbit. They're friends. He actually brought Mr. B, his name is, brought balance to the house. Some of the things that, you can train them. You can work with them just like you can. They litter box train them. You can train them with treats for all different sorts of things, and they're fun. Something you do have to watch out for, heads up, power cords.
Yeah, he probably likes to nibble.
Yeah, got to watch out for stuff like that. But there he is right there. He's giving you a good look.
So, is he considered to be an albino rabbit?
He could be, because I was looking just out of curiosity. I don't see any tufts. Like, our rabbit, I don't consider him albino because he has like a little gray patch, but he might be because I don't see any color there.
I know because they say like the red eyes and the complete white kind of is a signature to that. But how did the Humane Society come to find Casper?
Well, Casper just came in. He was surrendered. I don't know the backstory, but people might not have been able to take care of him, or it might have been a change in life situation. And sometimes you get animals that come in and the stories aren't so good, but most of the time, it's just a situation people can't, or the animal can't control. And this is one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. So certainly, because you said you own a rabbit yourself, for maybe people out there who are looking to kind of get a starter pet, I know a lot of people maybe turn to like guinea pigs and things like that, but a rabbit, would that be a good fit?
It's like a mid-ground between a guinea pig and a cat, I don't know if that's a right way to say it, but it really is, because you can do a lot more. Like what we do is when we're home, our Mr. B is out, he has a home for when we're not home, because they do like to chew, like I was saying, power cords and, and wood and stuff like that. You can train them around that some, but we don't trust them that much. But they definitely are part of the family when you get them, just like any animal will be. Yeah. And, if it's something you're interested in learning more about, you can stop and talk to one of our adoption counselors, and they will, definitely give you more information even than I could, and, get you set up.
So do you get a lot of rabbits and things come in?
I'm going to say we get a few rabbits probably every month, it seems, just 6 weeks or so. We'll end up with a couple of rabbits, and they come and go fairly quickly most of the time. He's an Angora rabbit. Yeah, we get sometimes we get ferrets. Sometimes we had a parakeet. We had a parrot. We do get parakeets too, but we had a parrot in as an African gray over the holiday time.
Yeah.
So you just never know.
Right. Certainly, it's kind of got the revolving door.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine that's one big thing that you guys are trying to push is getting a lot of animals when they come in. You know, when they're ready to go back out and find their forever home, as we like to call it. That's probably, I would imagine that's one of the top priorities now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's one of those things where we have a behavior department that works with that. We have a lot of great volunteers that work with both, cat and dog behavior, socialization, that sort of thing. We definitely are a resource. Also, if people, our other mission is to keep animals at home that might need a little extra help. We do healthy pet clinics. We have pet food pantries. So we're really trying to A, get them home, and B, keep them home.
So cool. So if people are interested in learning more about Casper, maybe you like what you see and you want to try to adopt him come the end of the week, how should they do that?
They stop down, of course, 2825 Strunk Road, right there by exit 11 is the best way, but chqhumane.org. That's where you can find all the information on all the available animals. We're also very active on Facebook. So yeah, any of those avenues, I'm a little tongue-tied because I'm trying to watch him too. Any of those avenues are great.
Perfect. We wouldn't want him to get out and try to nibble on some of the cords because he'd have a buffet.
I just want to, this is very tempting. But no, I just want to make sure he's comfortable, that's all. And awesome. We also have Pennies for Paws going on, which you can find out at chqhumane.org and get involved, and that goes till April 30th. So yeah, there's always an opportunity, whether you're volunteering, donating, adopting, help out.
Perfect. And we'll have a web story up on WNYNewsNow.com and our mobile app following this broadcast with a little bit more about Casper and how people can kind of get involved. So, Brian, we thank you so much for coming in. We look forward to doing this segment every week here on WNY News Now to try to bring a different animal in and hopefully get them a forever home.
We'll always try to keep you guessing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought the rabbit was, Casper's a great guy to have in first.
Yeah.
Our producers were really worried. They're like, well, if we get some, jumping dog or something, what are we going to do? But
yeah, a lot of the dogs that will come in, they're good with stuff like that. And I'm not going to bring anybody too crazy.
Right.
But if you're looking for active dogs, we do have those too. So.
Yeah. So I know maybe a lot of younger families too. They'd be looking for something like that because the dog, you'd be surprised, can really help people get into active lifestyles.
Oh, it really can.
Yeah.
That's my job is very sediment. I end up sitting a lot, and I always take a dog for a walk. Suddenly you're active, you're happy, or they do a lot for you.
Yeah,
and bunnies too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Brian, thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate it so much. And again, to learn more about Casper or other residents of the shelter, you can contact the Chautauqua County Humane Society at 716-665-2209, or you can visit them at chqhumane.org. Well, let's check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who's here with an extended look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin. And I never had a rabbit when I was growing up, but I did want a dog, but I got a cat. I think I told that story once before. All right, let's take a look at seasonal snow, where we're at for snowfall. Right now, we're at 57.4 inches for the season. At the airport, we should be at 74.2, but we did pick up, a few inches, so that has knocked our deficit down a little bit, but we're still running 16.8 inches below normal snowfall. Once again, wanted to show you First Defense Doppler radar because we really had to turn the sensitivity up on the radar to show you the rain showers that are falling across the area. It's this light blue stuff that you see down here. It is very light and it's not really being detected on radar until you turn the sensitivity of the radar beam up. But again, this is going to be the story through at least the early afternoon. Then it'll start to taper off. The bigger story is going into tomorrow and Thursday. Upper trough of the cold front's going to move on through. That's going to shift our wind direction west-northwest, and that means lake effect. Yes, but it's not going to be a big deal lake effect here. It's looking like it's going to be scattered potato flakes going tomorrow and Thursday. So it's limited lake effect snow. We'll see some accumulation out of it, but it's not going to be like a big, noteworthy kind of thing. But we will see at least maybe an inch or so of accumulation. Here's future scan through the day. The rain will start to taper off. Now, this particular model tries to show maybe a few rain and snow showers before it actually starts as snow later tonight. Not out of the question, but I think that might be just a bit overdone. Then you can see the lake effect starting to set up here with these lake effect snow showers setting up basically off the eastern end of the lake. That'll continue into tomorrow. It's going to be on again, off again snow. It's not going to be a steady state kind of snow, and it's really not going to be all that heavy. It'll start to taper off a little bit tomorrow night and then regenerate again going back into tomorrow, into Thursday. So snowfall accumulations here, 1 to 3 inches. Maybe that's it. I mean, this goes all the way through Thursday. So I think most everybody will be on the lower end of this scale. And again, we often tell you this when it comes to snowfall. Focus on this lowest number, not the highest number. It's called a range for a reason. But again, I think most everybody will be on the lower end of this scale. But if you do get that 3 inches, hey, consider yourself lucky. All right, let's take a look at the zone forecast for the inland areas here today. Temperatures here near 40 degrees in basically a lot of spots here, but a few showers early. Then it turns cloudy, but it's still breezy with that southwest wind, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's a look at it for tonight. Again, 20 to 25 will be our low. Mostly cloudy early. Light snow showers develop late tonight, but it's going to be likely around midnight again. And again, very little accumulation, but the wind stays up out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour with a wind gust near 30 miles an hour. Take a look at the future. The next 7 days of your life on planet Earth are coming up on TV right now. 24 degrees tomorrow. Lake effect snow showers. There's the presence of the cold front. We dropped to 17 on Thursday with a few more scattered lake snow showers. The sun is back Friday, not helping our temperatures though. Upper 20s with that northerly wind. Milder air returns for the weekend with mostly sunny skies Saturday, partly sunny on Sunday, and then we get into a few rain and snow showers Monday with temperatures nearing 40 once again. Sports is next. Don't go away.
Speaking up for what's right. Helping out when things go wrong. Raising our voices alone or together. Not just breaking news, but breaking barriers. Fighting for victory on the battlefield and on the playing field. Seeing the world through new eyes and the earth from miles above. Redefining beauty, brains, and what it really means to be queen. Making ourselves heard on stage and on screen. Showing the way in Silicon Valley. And showing up for others wherever help is needed most. Not just making our mark, but making a difference. Now that's a job for a Girl Scout. Girl Scouts, preparing girls for a lifetime of leadership.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Tuesday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. On a 15-game winning streak, tonight at 7:30, the Randolph Cardinals varsity boys basketball team will take on the Tapestry Thunderhawks for a home non-conference game. Randolph is 17-1 this season, with their only loss being a 67-43 one over the East High School Eagles back on December 21st. On the opposing end, Tapestry is 14-5 and coming off a 77-62 loss against the Health Sciences Charter Falcons on Sunday. The loss snapped Tapestry's 4-game winning streak. Tonight at 7:30, the Buffalo Sabres are north of the border to take on the Ottawa Senators. The Sabres are on a 3-game winning streak, which includes a 5-2 victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs in their last game Sunday. Buffalo is in 5th in the Atlantic Division with 62 points. 6 points behind the Florida Panthers. On the opposing end, Ottawa is coming off a 4-3 OT win over the Dallas Stars on Sunday. The Senators are in 7th in the Atlantic with 51 points, 19 points ahead of the last place Detroit Red Wings. The game will be televised on MSGB. Just before Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500 for the second straight year, the racer in the lead prior was involved in a serious wreck in the race on Monday night. Ryan Newman, in the final lap of the race, had his car slam into part of the wall and then hit fellow racer Corey LaJoie before Newman's car flipped upside down. The car caught fire while it continued to slide down the track, and EMS workers immediately came to Newman's aid. Newman was taken to a hospital in serious condition, which according to ESPN, his injuries are considered non-life-threatening. That's it for sports today. Back to Justin and Dakota.
All right, Norm, thank you very much. Well, an annual event that aims to raise awareness for the need for skilled manufacturing here in Chautauqua County will take place next month at SUNY JCC. Now, in the past, thousands of students from area schools participated in the STEM Wars event that features science, technology, engineering, and math activities, as well as competitions, local manufacturing, technology companies, and on-site team building projects. Now, middle school and high school students are invited to participate each year, and they work for weeks in advance to prepare for this competition. STEM Wars is co-presented by Dream It, Do It, Western New York, and the New York State Technology and Engineering Educators Association. Dakota, the event will take place on Thursday, March 12th at SUNY JCC's Physical Education Complex starting at 9 a.m. And we will, of course, have coverage of it. Such a great event, and really, if you didn't know, the need for manufacturing here in Chautauqua County is pretty big. And a lot of people and businesses will say they have open positions, just not enough skilled and qualified workers, people who are willing to show up every day at the right time and do it. I mean, we've seen it here at WNY News Now, where we have a hard time sometimes retaining people who can do the jobs that are required to do. So with that, certainly that's one of the biggest things is they're trying to get area school kids before they even hit college to figure out what they want to do, get them in the right places, in front of the right people, and make those connections.
And, you know, I think I've mentioned this on the air before, you know, I don't think STEM Wars existed when I was in high school, or maybe it did, but they didn't tell me about it. But I don't know. But
I know it's a fairly new event.
Yeah.
Like last 5 years.
Okay, yeah, because I graduated in 2012.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Last 5 years for sure, and they've really done a good job of hyping it over that time and really developing it. And now, you know, they have, you know, tons and tons of businesses who are there networking with these kids. And the one thing which I would imagine with dealing with younger people is trying to get them motivated for something. And having competitions and prizes and giveaways and things really gets them interested. And they work weeks and months ahead of time on like different robot competitions and things like that with their shop teachers. And it's really not even your grandpa's shop anymore. It's all computer based, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I mean, you know, in middle school, we used to call wood shop, and I don't know if they still call it this, but we used to call it technology.
Yeah.
Because, you know, essentially, you know, you're building things with wood and you're learning how to, you know, put things together. I don't think it's called welding. Is it where you join the two metal pieces together?
Yeah, that would be
welding.
You guys did welding at Jamestown High School?
I don't think it was welding. It was
almost
something
like a contained box type program that does it.
Essentially, what we did is in middle school, because I went to Washington, essentially we would have different projects. Like, for example, one of the things we built, like, you know, CO2 powered race cars out of wood, and then we had to cut the wood. We made a gumball machine out of wood. We had to, you know, you know, we had to design it. We had to cut the wood. We had to sand it, and all that stuff. And then I remember the one metal project we did. We built a small toolbox, and it was made out of wood. But I don't think we actually welded. I think we actually kind of bent the wood. And, the wood. We bent the metal until it formed it or something.
That's pretty cool.
I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
Way before you got into weather.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Before I got into weather. Let's take a look at the forecast here. So basically the 7 days here, 24 tomorrow, lake effect snow showers Wednesday, Thursday, 1 to 3 inches at most. Look at the high on Thursday, 17. Oof! But we do warm back up over the weekend with the aid of plentiful sunshine and a high pressure ridge building into the northeast.
All right, Dakota, thank you. That's going to do it again for us today. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We're back here tomorrow. Hope to see you then.